Hello there, be more just a bunch of nerds, and I'm here to talk to you about the characters of DC Dice Masters, and we are on to character number 2, and that is Darkseid. And he is a villain, this one here, and a fist energy. So we're just going to look over the character die here. A 1 cost 4/3, a 2 cost 5/4, a 3 cost 6/5. So again, like Batman, not a cheap to field character. And so, first one, God of Apocalypse, is a 4 cost. And Darkseid gets +4 attack and +4 defense when blocking or blocked by characters with the Justice League affiliation until end of turn. I think that's got a lot of potential to it. But I think if you're going to be running something like this, you're definitely going to need to be able to give him Overcrush. So, Horn of the Unicorn and Throne Car would be 2 of them, and I believe, let me just take a look here. Ah yes, and Anger Issues from this set give you Overcrush. I mean, unless you're playing a very defensive side, but when blocking bonuses like that aren't as good as attacking, in my opinion. So I would definitely consider pairing this one up. Actually, Anger Issues would work really well. With the +3 attack and Overcrush. So that is the first card of Darkseid, and we come up with card number 2 here. And this is In Search of the Anti-Life, and he's a 5 cost. And when Darkseid attacks, he deals damage equal to his level to target character or player. That one there, it's a gamble, because of the fact that you're possibly only dealing 1 damage, but you could be dealing 3. But the big thing on this is you can do it to the player. And that's where I think this guy will see a little more action, is when it comes to your big lockdown fights, which do happen now and then. I'm not a big fan of going into, you play, when I play for fun, I'm not playing the metagame. I'm not running Gabi and Serena. I'm not running any of, flying sidekicks in fun games, maybe once in a while, like for a single match. I like ones that come down to strategy and trying to just find that hole in their armor, and Darkseid here could be that hole in the armor if they're always being able to poke through, even for that 1 damage, and then who knows what happens. Do they get through unblocked? We'll see, but that is damage every time they attack. Third up, it's a 6 cost for Immortal. Darkseid is KO'd. He deals damage equal to his attack to up to 2 target characters. For each character he KOs this way, deal 1 damage to that character's controller. Now, it's a good card. It's the one thing about it, I put it in similar to something such as Gabi. People are like, whoa, it's not even similar. I'm just talking about the fact that you got Gabi, especially you get him on his 5/5 level, and if you constantly attack them, do you want to get them off the board? If you constantly attack them, people are going to try to do anything they can to keep him alive. So I mean, this guy here is just going to eat up some small blockers, and eventually you're going to wear him down through attrition, or they're going to have to let him through. And I mean, even at his level 1 with a 4 hit, that's a significant amount to let through. The only downside of this is a cost 6, so this is going to be a later game play. And I mean, I know you can ramp it up with PXG, but still, it's not going to be your first go-to. Still decent if you do maybe a cube draft. So overall, Darkseid, Immortal, he's got potential. I mean, he can definitely help wipe the board down. He could be a way to bring back a strength of Mr. Fantastic and Phoenix, Toad, pull people to attack, make him block someone, it'll knock him out, and then take down a few other guys. So, I mean, like I said, there is some potential to this. But again, high cost. Not sure if I'll put him in my play. And finally, Omega Beams. It's 5 cost. Darkseid is active. Whenever you KO an opposing non-sidekick, non-villain character, deal 1 damage to an opposing player. So yeah, his theme seems to be dealing, you know, a way of dealing damage. In this one here, going back to what I said about the previous one, at a lighter cost though, I think pairing him with Toad, Mr. Fantastic, or Phoenix, and pulling small characters and then just blocking them, he's going to deal damage. I do like that he's bringing in the fact that getting a guy knocked out sometimes isn't exactly the best for you, because then he gets to field him and get any fielding bonuses he might get from that character or other characters. But this here, you're finally getting to deal some damage. So out of the 4 of them, I would say these are my 2 favorite. In Search of Anti-Life, number 1, and then Omega Beams is number 2. And then I would put Immortal 3rd, and then God of the Apocalypse. And if you've seen my other videos, the worst cards in AVX, as you can see, I'm not big on these. When they're engaged in combat, they get an attack defense bonus. It's not the greatest. It's in my opinion. And like I said, I mean, his can be used well with anger issues or anything that gives him overcrush, but it's not that great. So thanks again for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I want to hear from you. Tell me how you are using Darkseid in your decks. So thank you again for watching. This is B More with Just a Bunch of Nerds, and I'm signing off.